Hello everyone, Pallytom here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. I stayed up for many hours yesterday. I woke up bright and early. I'm going to talk about this in other videos, so I won't go over it too much. But I woke up bright and early and I was waiting for the release of Leoric. And they took all day to get this motherfucker out. To the point where by the time he did come out, I was too tired to really do an energetic video. But it is a new day, I got 10 hours of sleep, and I'm feeling good. So we are going to take a look at Leoric.
All shall suffer.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after a very long queue, this is not the mount I picked. Oh god, oh no. After a very long queue, we find ourselves on the Haunted Mines. The friendly team, Nova, Nubarak, Murky, Tassadar, and King Leoric. The enemy team, Kerrigan, Lili, Muradin, Nazeebo, and King Leoric. What do you know? The Skeleton King. At level 1, I am going to... Actually, maybe not on this map. I want to build for, like, pure sustain. Because I've been talking to a lot of people about the Skeleton King. And it seems like the general consensus is that he's very squishy. And dies way too easy. So, reanimation seems like the obvious choice. Increasing the range on Drain Hope doesn't seem terrible. Returning mana on hit doesn't seem terrible with our Q. Let's increase the range on our W, just because I don't really feel like regen orbs are going to come into play too much on this particular map. Let's go ahead and hit Muradin with the creepy hand and then run away, because we don't want to be fighting two people. His Q ability is what I like to call the wrapping paper, because it reminds me of trying to sword fight someone with a tube on Christmas Day, a tube of wrapping paper. It's really all it reminds me of for some reason. But basically it's a big cleave, a very wide cleave in an area. His W ability is Drain Hope, otherwise known as the creepy hand, because you just kind of fire out a ghost version of your hand. Can I just cleave out of this? I sure can. Look at that. And it will latch onto the person you hit with it and start to drain a percentage of their health. So it's actually really good on tankier targets like our Muradin here. And then your E ability is Wraith Walk. It's called the Creepy Walk because it's creepy as shit. You kind of leave your body where it is, and then I'm going to take a lot of pain here. This is going to hurt. We'll put the creepy hand on the enemy, King Leoric, and start draining health that he's draining from us, essentially nullifying his ability, actually. Anyway, the creepy walk, let's go ahead and use it really quick. You kind of leave your body behind, and then you can reactivate it at any point to teleport to where your ghost body is. And the enemy team can kind of see all of that, so it's not a surprise to them or anything. Alright, let's get in the mines, let's start helping out. Looks like Murky did die right as they opened. I'm going to head straight for one of the bigger camps because we should be able to just cleave it down immediately. Beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, everyone in Squadron chat seems to think he's way too squishy. They think his attack speed is too slow. Which, I mean, if you're being realistic about it, he's using a mace. And in Diablo, maces are by far... the slowest of all of the weapons. We're going to use our creepy walk to get out of there. We're going to increase the healing on our W. So again, this is stealing a percentage of the enemy's health. And then just giving it to us. We're not going to go that way. That seems like an immediate death. Okay, we are going to go that way because... No, we're not. No, that's dumb. Let's not do that. Nubarak, there's no reason to walk down there at all. All of the skull camps are done. We can just give the enemy team that stuff since we are outnumbered, and we can honestly just push a lane, and that's fine. We can knock this right into the towers, and that still be a perfectly acceptable move. Now, it looks like Nubarak is bringing them up with him. I'm not too sure. But we can just grab this really quick. This would actually give us a pretty big XP advantage. Looks like Nova wants to go for the middle bruisers. I'm at least going to get this tower before I leave, because that's 400 free XP. So again, basically with this build, we're going to be trying to just increase our sustain as much as we possibly can. And I think it should be pretty easy. Now, it is worth saying that with our W, we are getting a lot of sustain with it, but not in situations like this, because, for instance, I cannot attach my W onto a mercenary camp, and drain a percentage of their health. It's all based off of grabbing onto a hero's soul and then basically pulling that out of their body and nourishing off of it, which is just weird. I'm going to need help taking this mercenary camp. Guys, this is a fundamental thing that you should be doing every single time you play on the Haunted Mines. When this phase starts where the golems are spawning and walking towards you, every single time you should be picking up the giant camp. Every single time. Okay, finally someone's heading over. Unfortunately, I have to leave, so they have to finish it off. And before you cap it, you need to make sure that this big-ass giant skeleton thing has passed this wall. If you cap it before then, basically what'll happen is these guys will walk past the safety of your wall and not actually make it over to help you defend. Looks like the enemy Kerrigan was trying to stop our mischievous plans, and she's going to be intercepted by Nova. We do need to ping danger because someone else is on the way. The enemy team did gather 60 skulls to our 41, which is fine. That's not a big difference. Remember, we already hurt a lot of their defenses over in the top lane, so we should be in a fine position. We are going to be picking up Asoian Renewal. Is that properly said? I hope so. This is just going to give us an active ability that we can use to heal. I have no idea what that Nazebo was trying to do there. Typically, trading kills isn't something you want to do with the enemy team. So he just kind of walked in and died for really no reason there. We could pretty strongly push this lane forward right now as the majority of the enemy team is still top. You could see, even though we lost on the skulls, our golem was actually more effective pushing their lane. We could probably get this. Let's hit him with the creepy hand. It is a very significant amount of healing. Basically, we're going to Spirit Walk. Here we go. Basically, what I've noticed about it is, essentially, it puts me in a situation. I only have 2 games played on Leoric, and they're all in co-op, but I did play several games with Hangus last night, trying to come up with some Heroes Unite combos that we can... What are you doing? That we could show off in some videos. But essentially what I've noticed is when you hit someone with the creepy hand, you essentially stay at a point where you're not going to... Again, even if you got the kill, it's not worth trading your life over it. Let's go ahead and try to slow him down. He's obviously going to be pulling forward here. Let's hit him with the creepy hand. We could probably finish him off without dying as well. Here we go. Beautiful. Well, we traded. I guess it's not that beautiful. So what he's doing right now is, this is the death trait of Leoric. You never really go back to the well when you die. You just kind of turn into a ghost, and then you tickle people when you're dead to try to get some of their life force back. It's like Asmodan trying to build his spirit bomb. He's trying to gather energy from the world for his spirit bomb, but then he doesn't actually, like... he doesn't get any stronger, he just kind of comes back to life. I am going to be heading top for this mine phase, and I am going to be a little late, unfortunately. Now, at level 10, his heroics are actually pretty cool. We have Entomb, which is like a force wall on steroids. It's a force wall that is a nice cubby hole as well. Versus this team, it may not be a bad idea. So here we go. Let's go in here, and we're going to use it right now. So we put Zebro in the wall, he can't really go anywhere. We hit Kerrigan with the creepy hand just to get some health back. Now, in a perfect situation there, I would have walked into the opening and body blocked both of them in. But we're basically using that to secure kills with our team. I'm definitely going for the tank role here. I'm not trying... Oh, shit. Let me hit you with the creepy hand. We should be able to get some health off of him, and we do finish him off there. 20 seconds on the wall again. We might be able to move in front of Lily here on body blocker, just a little bit too slow. So I'm not going to stress about that. We should be getting skulls while we're down here anyway. Go ahead and use my active ability to get some of that health back and cleave these guys down. Beautiful. If he wants to engage on me, that is totally okay. Muradin has a ton of health, and I'm going to be stealing a lot of it. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Alright, we'll just ignore them. We'll pretend like they're not there. The enemy the enemy Skeleton King did already use his ult, so we are relatively safe from that here. Basically right now we have to wait for the Dwarf Toss, and then we can do some fancy stuff. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to be killed before that happens. Here we go. Oh, I missed the wall. I missed the wall. Is it enough? Yes, it is. Beautiful. And now we just kind of have to walk away. We are going to die here, though. So, when we're dead, we do have access to 2 abilities. We still have the Creepy Hand, and we still have the Wrapping Paper Cleave. Both of these abilities no longer deal damage. Apparently, we do still slow people with our Q. I don't know how accurate that is. It looks like that is accurate. But our Creepy Hand is exclusively used to steal their life force, basically, and bring us back to life faster. So, just like that, we are back in this game, and we can go steal some life from Muradin for a little while. It looks like we were victorious on skulls this time around. Let's use our walk, get out of the way. So, we should still be doing the same thing of going in and getting that mercenary camp, but it looks like the enemy team has beaten us to that. Which is a little unfortunate. So we probably are still going to have to defend this. So I'm going to ping for assistance here. That is a very big minion wave walking in behind this. Let's go ahead. Put Lily in the wall. This is going to completely stop her from moving. Unfortunately, I have absolutely no help from the friendly team as far as dealing damage to her. So she is going to live, unfortunately. We need to reposition a little bit. We'll go ahead and use my healing. I am going to take the movement speed debuff off of our Creepy Hand. Basically, while you're casting that, you do have a 25% slow on you. And remember, we're dealing percentage health damage. So this is actually really, really, really effective versus Muradin. We basically just removed that movement speed debuff. So we're able to cast that full duration on people as long as they don't use a gap closer to get away from me. It's just unfortunate that you can't really latch this on to, for instance, this boss right here. Dealing percentage damage to a boss and healing off of that would be very good, but if I cast it, you can see it just kind of goes right through him. It only latches onto the soul of a hero, which, I mean, if my theory of this game is, you know, all these heroes are actually dead and they're in purgatory, you know, I guess that makes sense a bit. I don't know. Anyway, the enemy team did gather up every single mercenary camp. So far, we've done 25,000 siege damage, 12,000 hero damage, basically 13,000. And we've soaked up, soaked up 19,000 damage as our role, which we are the tank role, so, or we are the warrior. So I guess necessarily our role is soaking up damage. That being said, Leoric is not very sturdy. I do agree with Squadron in that regard. He can self-sustain for a lot. I mean, at nearly every single talent tier, he has a way to regenerate some kind of health. And you're going to be seeing that I am picking up the majority of those talents. Looks like our new Barak is moving forward. Let's go ahead and lock Kerrigan down in the wall so she can't go anywhere and just walk right in and start to kill her. While this is going on, we have attached the Creepy Hand to the enemy Muradin, again draining that percentage health, and now King Leoric is just getting himself body blocked. So we're gonna ghost walk out of here, we're gonna creepy walk out, start to regenerate some health, and that is a team wipe right there, ladies and gentlemen. Now Leoric is draining our life force, I guess you could say, which he's not really. He's basically just filling up his bar. If he resurrects right here though, he's just going to die again, and that's the reality of the situation. The way I see it, there are two options at this talent tier if you are going for self-sustain. Drain Hope cooldown is reduced by 1 second every second. Okay, so basically how this works, this is how I thought it worked, but then I read it and I was confused. When you hit someone with your Creepy Hand, it will reduce a second off of your cooldown for every second that this is active, and this is 4 seconds. So, assuming you have the full duration here, which I would like to have, assuming you have the full duration, we're going to go ahead and pick that up, because I want to try it out. You are basically taking 4 seconds off of your cooldown, which is really, really good. Really, really, really good. We do miss the Creepy Hand there, unfortunately, so that is going to mean I'm going to die. We can use our healing trait that we picked up to essentially resurrect faster, which isn't that crazy good, but, you know, getting back in this fight quickly is going to be pretty important. Hi, LT. We're going to go with our team here to see if we can See if we can help out with anything. It looks like Leoric is trying to pick off this enemy Kerrigan. So we can just try to bring ourselves back as a ghost. For whatever reason, she thought I was the real thing and turned around. I cannot deal any damage in this form. The only thing I can do, I think, is slow. It's not a very significant slow, though. It definitely seems like it's a reduced amount. Creepy Hand going out did miss, unfortunately. Let's try to finish off this Lily. I don't think we can. Can we box in these guys? You better believe we can. And that Muradin is not going anywhere. Leoric does not have quite enough damage to finish him off, though. And we are going to try to kill this Leoric, who just creepy walked his way right up here. Hey, buddy. All right, beautiful. We are in a very good position to finish off this golem now and just be ahead by a very small amount on skulls. We're going to be ahead, assuming we get all of these, actually. We may not. I'm assuming the skeleton, or yeah, the ghost form of the Skeleton King cannot pick up skulls. Just assuming. Let's go ahead and use our heal, since we're not at maximum health. Looks like we're going to get all of these. He's not going to resurrect in time. He's not using any of his abilities on us. Basically, all he's doing right now is scouting for his team. When he's in this form, he is acting as a ward. This boss camp right here, or this golem camp right here, Siege Giants, they are not really going to be helpful unless we were capping them like right now. Basically, the boss has made it to the point where he's just going to kind of walk by all of this, and these guys basically take this path down, so they would miss out on all of that. We are making our way over to the middle bruisers. We should be able to clear these out very quickly. Here we go, coming in with the cleave. 560 damage to that wide of an area is very significant. The enemy team is coming down to contest us, but we should be able to out-trade Muradin any day of the week. Again, stealing that percentage health on Muradin is so damn strong. So damn strong. Alright, there we go. And we are going to be making our way... Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea to split push right now, except the lane is so pushed back. Looks like our Tassadar wants to defend, so we can move down to our Tassadar. This guy is already going to deal some guaranteed core damage. So the aggressive play, and probably the appropriate play, would be to move down there and get even more guaranteed core damage. Because if we're not harassing these guys, in fact, I don't think he is. Oh, there we go, 2%. If we were down there harassing those guys, we obviously would be pushing them back into their base and getting more guaranteed time. Where our what are these guys officially called? I know they're golems, but skull golems? Grave golems, that's what they are. We'd be getting more time where our Grave Golem could actually deal damage to the core without being focused down, because we would be drawing them back into their base to heal and stuff. But that's okay. That's okay. There are guaranteed proper plays on this map, and then there are those that are a bit more open to interpretation, and that's one of those plays that's open to interpretation. A fantastic precision strike is going to be dealing a lot of damage to the enemy Muradin, and he is going to be taken down damn near instantaneously. So, at this level range, enemies inside the tomb take 150 damage per second. That's not very significant in my opinion. Not really worth picking up for me. Basic attacks heal extra damage, or deal extra damage and heal you. Basic attack against enemy heroes deal a bonus of 5% damage equal to their maximum health. So yet another percentage health attack means we can once again shred through their super tanky front line. No, oh, Zebo, damn it, you ruined it. You ruined it. I was going to make a big speech about you ain't going nowhere. But of course, he had to shut me down. Let's go ahead and cleave these minions. And we will be dealing some guaranteed damage to this structure. Kerrigan going in for absolutely no reason there. Just wanted to die, I guess. And we are pushing with these Siege Giants. Alright. Come back. Come back, Muradin. I want to kill you. Alright, Leoric's going to be spawning right here. Here we go. We just missed with the creepy hand. Damn it. Muradin using his dwarf toss to get out of here. We should just back up. The mines are opening. We should just win mines and then win the game. Basically, that's the safest thing to do. It seems like this team really interested in playing safe rather than, you know, doing the more aggressive plays, which isn't bad. That's probably what you should do in a quick match setting. They are going for this Siege Giant camp, whereas I'm the only one in the mines, so maybe they're going to be running distraction. while I gather as many skulls as I can. I'm not too sure. If that is the plan, then we are definitely going to have some trouble if they all die. For instance, if our Anub'arak goes in 1v4 for no real reason, we may run into some problems where the enemy team could just go for a straight push and win. Well, I've gotten the 2 largest camps, so let's start just clearing out the smaller ones. Looks like the enemy Kerrigan died somehow. I'm not really sure. Murky with the happy face probably means that he landed a good octo grab. I don't really know. We are going to be well over 50 skulls this time. I just love how easy it is for Leoric to cleave content down without even having to talent for it. For instance, Johanna, another warrior that has been released recently, she can take Knight Takes Pawn at level 1 to be very, very effective at clearing waves, but she has to talent for that. That is a choice she has to make. I like how Leoric is that's just what he's good at. He can clear waves like no one's business. Looks like they are still fighting. The enemy team very disorganized trying to push forward, but it's quick match, you know, what do you expect? So I guess my overall impression of Leoric is that I think he's a very good representation of what his character would be in Diablo. I don't like the fact that his heal can only be used on other heroes, but I do really like the fact that a lot of his abilities do percentage damage rather than flat damage. Why is that? Because you can build super tanky and still do a considerable amount of damage to the enemy team. I mean, look at my build. For the most part, I have gone crazy heavy into W. I didn't realize that. For the most part, though, I have built for sustain, and that's it. But we're still able to walk in and deal a ton of damage to everyone on the enemy team, assuming I don't miss my creepy hand. We could try to do something fancy with the wall here, but I think I'm just going to walk away. Then we can re-enter on Muradin here, steal a lot of health from him, and then just go in with our auto attacks and steal even more health. Have you guys ever seen a Muradin get melted this hard by another tank? I never have. And I'm healing for like 260 health every time I auto attack that guy. It's just really awkward that none of your healing comes from like hitting things that aren't heroes. I don't know. It's going to take a little bit more. It's going to take a little bit more than 2 bot games and 1 real game for me to get a general idea of the guy. But he's interesting, and I'm actually really excited to learn more about the character. Oh man, I broke through the talent gates that I don't have anymore. I got my expert talents, everybody. Let's see what these expert talents are. Fuck, I just closed the screen. So expert talents would be these 2, right? Imposing Presence, because Imposing Presence is the hardest passive talent to use in the whole game. Spell Shield, another ridiculously hard passive talent to use. God, I hate talent gates. They drive me crazy. So once again, what I did for this build, because we were on Haunted Mines and there's not a ton of regen globes, I did go for the increased range on the creepy hand. Then we went for increased healing on the creepy hand. It normally does 25% a tick. Now or 25% maximum, maybe. I don't know. We'll look in a second. And I increased that to 30. Then I went for Ocean Renewal, which is just a very small heal over time. Maybe the longer range on this would be better. I'm not sure. It didn't really seem like this was doing too much for me in the grand scheme of things. I did go for the walls just because I love walls and they're really, really fun. Then we went for... what did we go for? Oh, the movement speed reduction. The removal of the debuff on our creepy hand, just so we could keep up with heroes easier and actually drain that full amount of health. Then we went for the cooldown reduction on this. So at level 4 or 7, at level 7 you could go for increased range and then your swing heals, and I think that would be totally viable. You would only get 10% of your life back maximum, and it's based on how many things you're hitting. So it doesn't seem as reliable as the creepy hand. But if you're having trouble with that skill shot, I suppose that this would be a decent alternative. And then the Spectral Leash, our auto attacks are going to heal us for 5% of the hero's maximum health. That's crazy. That's so good. Oh, that is like, I really like that premise. So, dear everyone in Squadron that's been shit-talking in this guy, maybe you should take another look at him. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you have a great day. I did a ton of recording yesterday because I'm getting ready for vacation. I should probably talk about this in the start of a video rather than 30 minutes in. But I'm getting ready for vacation, so if our upload speed slows down a little bit, it's not because I'm being lazy. It's because I recorded all day yesterday and only got like 4 usable matches. And I mean all day. From like 9 in the morning to 9 at night, I was sitting right here recording. It was depressing. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe. But if you're new to the channel, you're also probably not watching still. Okay, bye!